In this week's Two Wheels Better, our Wayne talks about the kind of fashions that people are wearing on racetracks these days. I'll get the lowdown from a couple of track instructors, and Carl Fogarty talks about his journeys to and from the racing circuits. Welcome indeed to Donnington Park, and a special welcome if you own a Yamaha. This is the Yamaha Festival and it's all absolutely free, as Geoff Turner from Yamaha explains.
Yeah, this is the fourth year we've run the festival, and it's really popular with all Yamaha owners. We invite everybody to come along, you know, whether you've got a 125 or a 1000cc Thunder Race.
It's just anything and everything. But you normally arrange the weather a bit better than today.
Yeah, we have been a bit unlucky, I have to say. It's been that sort of year, hasn't it, really? We've only ever had 1 year of rain, and this is it. So we've enjoyed 3 years of excellent sunshine. Last time we had around 10,000 people basking in August sunshine, and here we are today in the drizzle. So
yeah, I know, it's very sad. But what actually do you lay on for people today? I mean, we've seen a bit of track use, but what's the full programme for today?
Yeah, obviously the circuit use is one of the big draws. If you have a Yamaha, you can just turn up and have a go on the circuit, and you just queue up and just take your turn and get a few laps, and everyone loves to do that. But we've also got mini moto, we've got a wooded section laid out with trail bikes going round, we've got PW50 kiddie bikes whizzing round, simulators, our trials teams are here doing displays and jumps over cars, all the Yamaha bike clubs come along, we've got our race teams, the Daily Star Roadshow supporting us. So, you know, there's a bit of everything. We try and make it a family event as well as just a motorcycle event.
And as far as Yamaha go, is this a customer loyal? This is a reward for buying Yamaha or keeping Yamaha, is it?
Yeah, it is a reward in a way, but it's just something we want to put on every year for our customers. It's a celebration of motorcycling, but specifically, of course, Yamaha motorcycling, and it is going to build brand loyalty. We can see certainly with our sports bike owners, an awful lot of them enjoying the circuit use specifically, and that's very important.
Right, and on that note, with another batch about to set sail, I think is the word. Thanks very much, Geoff.
Thank you.
It isn't often you get the chance to ride on a racetrack without first handing over large wads of money. But at the Yamaha Festival, it couldn't be easier. After signing the obligatory indemnity forms, it was simply a case of waiting your turn in the pit lane. And after a few basic do's and don'ts from the officials, it was out onto the track, to go as fast or as slow as you like. For those not too keen on the idea of taking a couple of thousand miles off their tyres in one afternoon, there was plenty more to keep you busy. A stroll round the paddock revealed Yamahas of all shapes and sizes, everything from the latest race bike technology to some of the oldest. Chances are, if you still remember your first Yamaha with great affection, then there will be one here for you to admire. Racing wasn't confined to the Donnington Park circuit. If you like the idea of riding with your knees round your elbows while scraping your shins on the floor, then you can have a go at mini moto. And for those willing to get dirty, the off-road experience provided bikes and equipment along with expert tuition. If you were happy to just admire the skills of others, then the Trials Display Arena was certainly the place to be. Yamaha didn't forget the next generation of bikers, and there was plenty to keep them amused as well. The kiddies' bikes are always very popular. Not just with the small kids, some of the big kids really enjoy themselves as well. And yes, you've guessed it, the biggest kid of all just had to have a go, didn't he? Nobody here could argue that they didn't get value for money. It's not often you get all this in one day, absolutely free.
Trying to catch up with this guy, Carl Fogarty, looking very smart in his gear here. More like a rock star, Carl, I think, than a road racer. But trying to catch Carl is very difficult, a real travelling man, but he does have a fast motor here, rather a nice Porsche here. Do you manage to drive this much, Carl?
Well, when I'm at home, yeah, you know, I use it as much as possible. Really. It's the only car I've got at the moment. I had a pickup, but I just sold that, so it's the only thing I've got now.
It's a nice little thing to potter around, isn't it? Down to the
It's all right,
supermarket
yeah.
and all that.
It's all right.
Shame, and it's shame.
Got to drive around in something. It gets you from A to B. It's all right, you know.
Tell me, on this travelling thing in general, obviously Porsche's no good for going to any race circuits at all. Well, you could get there, but you wouldn't take your entourage with you. But you've got the big motorhome as well. But this travelling thing, especially when you're going abroad, just how do you get on for arranging your travel, all your ferry bookings and all the rest of it? I mean, have you got an agent or is it a DIY job?
No, I usually do it all myself, really. It's fairly easy. Sometimes you get, over the years I've had the team do it, but I prefer to do it myself because I'd rather travel from, say, like England in Manchester or something like that. So rather than go with Italy, to go somewhere, you know, like Japan, where I could get to from England. So it's easier for me to just pick up the phone and do it through a travel agent. You know, the ferries for the motorhome in Europe, or else for the aeroplanes out of Europe.
Yeah, and so whichever way round, it is a DIY job then. This is
yeah, I just do it all myself, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do the other racers tend to do? I mean, are you unusual in doing that, or a lot of guys tend to do that, or does it just depend who they are?
Yeah, I think they all pretty much do the same thing, you know. Again, most of them have a motorhome, some don't. They just fly out and get hotels and stuff. But I'd rather have a motorhome, just be based in the track. Then I don't know. It just feels like being at home. Then I got my own mug that I drink out of.
Yeah.
Have a proper English cup of tea and watch, you know, English TV and stuff wherever I'm in Europe. So I'd rather have a motorhome as a base for me in the circuits. Some don't, but you know, it's everybody each their own, I suppose, really.
Yeah, so you're able to take this little bit of England with you, as it were. When you actually turn up at the race circuit, can you just sort of run us through how it goes? I mean, typically, how far in advance of a race do you turn up? Well, say if you're going to Italy, that's perhaps a good example. I mean, are you there a week before? Or
no, I just get to Italy on the Thursday, really. Arrive on a Thursday, straight to the circuit. Obviously, just get set up Thursday, and we're straight into it on Friday. You know, qualifying Friday and Saturday, and obviously the race on Sunday.
Yeah. So there's no sort of psychological warm up then, mind you. I suppose you're so used to this this game, as it were, and you're used to the bike. This is the way it can fit in. Then you don't have to sort of psych yourself up at all.
No, I don't do anything like that. I just turn up and, you know, get on the bike and ride it. You don't have to be there a few days in advance. I'd be really bored, to be honest. You know, I'd stay home as much as possible and then just leave and go straight into it rather than hanging around for a couple of days there. Because there's nothing worse than getting there early and hanging around, which some of them do, but you know, they like to do that. I just rather get there at the last minute, basically, and straight into it. You know.
And what about the bikes? Are they given a sort of a shakedown test by anyone else? Any of the sort of the team riders, as it were? You know, the team test.
No, not in the season. There's no. I think the test riders at the Ducati have really just sort of guys who ride on the road. It's not much like a racing sort of guy that does some testing, not like some of the other teams. So we'll do most of the testing ourselves. But during the season, the bikes are obviously the mechanics and all the team are based in Italy, and everything's worked on there during the week, and then they arrive at a race meeting, everything prepared and ready to go. And
that's it. Just like that. Sounds like clockwork.
Well, they've been doing it that long. It's just a routine. It really they all know their job and all sort of know what time everything has to be done and what time they leave and things. You know.
What about at the end of that race? I mean, ignoring any results, whichever way it's gone, I mean, do you tend to sort of pack your bags and go, or do you stay over, or what? How does all that work?
It depends again, you know. If I've took the motorhome out there, I usually want to get back as soon as possible. I'll leave Sunday night, maybe. If I've flown out there, obviously, I'll probably leave on the Monday. So it always varies, but generally I usually stay there more times than not on a Sunday night, relax, have a few beers, and then set off home on the Monday. You know.
So do you take advantage? I mean, I suppose it's like airline pilots in a way. It gets as a regular thing. But I mean, when you first started going abroad, you must have thought, oh, I must go and see this while I'm here. I mean, do you do this? You got any favourite spots?
No, not really. My favourite spot's right here at home. I'm not really interested in sightseeing and all that sort of thing. I mean, if there's a beach, I'll probably just rather crash on a beach or something, but it's just doing the job. I mean, all I see usually is the airport and the road to the track and the hotel sometimes, but that's fine. Some people go off sightseeing and stuff, but I ain't really that interested in stuff like that. Just, I'd want to be at home as soon as possible. That's the only place I like to be.
The real home. Well, I know you're a true blue Englishman. When you are travelling, I mean, with yourself, I know you're friends with Jamie and Neil, obviously. Do they ever come on board? Do they ever hitch a lift with you?
Not really. I mean, once last year in '96, Neil came with me to Aston. That was the only time he came in. This year, Jamie hasn't had a motorhome for most of the season, and he's just got one now. But he came with us. Him and Andrew came with us to Monza.
Yeah.
And then obviously we drove down there and then drove back. On the way back, we tested in Austria. So he was with us for sort of 10 days. So
do you charge him a travel agent's fee, do you, for that?
No, I don't actually. I should do really, because he doesn't pay anything. He hides behind the curtain when it comes to get on the boat, so it's a cheap do for him. That's probably why he wants to come.
The shy retiring Jamie. Okay, well, thanks, Scott.
And would you believe it? Yet again, another track day. Oulton Park, we've been here before, and it's a red line track day. We've done one of their jobs before as well. We're going down a different avenue this week though. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about the gear that the people wear, the type of clothing obviously, and so on, and talk to a few of the lads to see what they got up to and how they liked it. Now typical, I'm surrounded by a mass of bikes, and where should we be? By a sign that says no parking. But that's bikers for you. So let's go and have a word, and let's go and have a look at the gear that they're wearing.
Now I've seen this bike before. It was in front of me, but when it was in front of me, it was on its side. Dave, what the flipping heck happened here?
Well, basically just pushing myself too much. Come past this T95, come into left-hander just before the hairpin. Mucked my gearing up, locked the back wheel up on the grass into the gravel.
Oh dear. So, I mean, is it rideable still?
Well, trying to get it rideable now.
So has it not put you off?
Oh no, definitely not. I want to get back out, hopefully, if I can.
Well, after my own heart. Now, Rob from Liverpool Honda, sweating buckets trying to get this thing back on the road. But you've got a right array of bikes behind us here. Just they're not all road bikes. Tell us what you've got here.
Most of them are race bikes. We've got a CB500 challenge bike that we look after for one of our customers. We've got X-Works RC30 race bike, which has had a lot of money spent on it. 916 started off as a road bike. Now it's had a lot of mods to go on the circuit, which it does. Steve again rides that quite a lot on the circuit. My own Ducati and Honda UK have kindly lent us a VTR 1000 for you to all have a bit of fun on.
I've just heard that. Now this is the press bike, isn't it? The VTR 1000.
Yes, this is a press bike.
Right. So is there any chance of a little double on this? I'll take it out in the slow group, so I won't go
We can
mad.
arrange something as long as you can explain to Honda UK if you throw it down the circuit.
All right. I'm very good at writing letters. You're not having a go. Don't let him on it. No, look what he's done to this.
So what should one wear on these occasions? Well, you can see from this bunch, bright coloured helmets, but good quality helmets, RI, Shoei, AGV. As long as it fits you well and it's good quality gear, that's what you need to wear. Oh, a mirrored visor. PC Plod wouldn't care anyway because it's on a track, so you can wear your black or your mirrored visors. A one-piece Dane Easy racing suit, ideal, but if you can't afford that, why not wear your regular road gear? That's a two-piece zip-together suit like this chap's got. As long as you've perhaps got a little bit of body protection in there, just in case you happen to want to test it, then you'll feel good and confident going around the circuit. BKS leather, I mean, that's absolutely ideal if you can afford it. What you won't see is waterproof oversuits. It's not ideal. Not that alone, unless it's raining and you want to stick it over your leather suit. The next thing, of course, would be the boots that one would wear. Good quality boots. Racing boots are ideal because they're comfortable and easy to move. Leech is sticking his on, but I tell you what, it's quicker getting his boots on than it was his suit. And these are motocross boots. Well, why not? As long as they're comfortable and protective, this chap rode them there to race on the day and he'll ride home with them. Regular road boots, and as I said before, let's finalise it by saying you've got to be comfortable and protected.
Well, can you believe this? We were almost basking in the sunshine this morning and now it's chucking it down. People think I've got a good job doing this. You two have got a better job than me. Barry Dixon and Tim Leech, two of the instructors here today. This is a good job, isn't it, Barry?
It's not bad at all, is it? No,
Right.
it is good. Yeah.
Brilliant. How'd you get a job like this?
Well, basically, Tim got phoned up and asked by the organiser to grab a few local track specialists, and we came along, and we've only done. This is our second one now, isn't it? And it's great fun, and everyone enjoys themselves.
Right. But you've got a fair bit of racing history as well, haven't you? I mean, you've not just learned to ride like this in the last few years.
No, we've both been racing for a long time, haven't we? I started in '86. You were already racing then, weren't you?
About 87, 86, something like that. No, 85. I was already riding. Yeah.
Yeah, but you sort of, as far as circuits go, I don't really race on the circuits anymore. I do more road meetings like the TT.
Right. But this is a track day. It's not a race school or anything like that. So why do we need? What do you have to do on a track day? You don't instruct direct one-to-one, do you?
No. There's just too many riders out. There's about, I think the last one there's about 160 riders here, and this time I think it was about 130. So you couldn't do it. But basically, what we do is that we go out and we try and instruct just by show them the lines and everything, and then we drop behind them and then see where they're going wrong and try and have a chat with them.
Right, but I think you've got a real cushy job, because I've been watching you today, you lads, and you've been having a ball out there, and I haven't seen many people coming up to you and saying, "Can you help me with this? Can you help me with that?" So, I mean, do many people come and approach you?
No, when actually here, the circuit owners say they've got to be sort of so many riders. I think it's 3. They've got to be 3. I'm not saying qualified. It's not a case of being qualified. Experienced riders.
Smart asses like you, yeah.
Yeah. That'll do. Yeah. And it's our job to go out there and frighten people to death.
Yeah, well, you've done that. I've seen an awful lot of your back tyres today, you lads. But I mean, do you get, because you get novices, complete novices coming here. I spoke to some today that have never done it before. But do you get lads coming with, like the Liverpool Honda lads? They bring some pretty tasty machinery with them. I mean, they're obviously very competent. So I mean, do they come on? Do you have to keep them in order as well?
Yeah, if somebody's doing something silly, then you can actually, you can pull them and say, you're doing this or you're doing that, you're doing something wrong. If they want to listen to you or not, then that's up to them. But we do try, don't we? We try and help people.
Yeah. I mean, there's quite a few lads who are really, they're quite quick.
I know.
But they're doing a few things which is still wrong. I mean, they're going into bends like miles too quick. Yeah. So you just have a chat with them, and then they come up to you later and say, "That's miles better. I'm going miles quicker now," even though you're telling them to slow down.
Have you got a proper job, Barry?
Yeah, I work at Octel, Nelsmere Port. I'm an instrument technician.
Is that chemicals and all that?
Yeah, chemicals.
Yeah. Have you got a real job apart from this?
Yeah, I've got a real job. I'd like to be a full-time motorcycle racer, but unfortunately, I'm not good enough.
Is this an appeal for sponsors now?
No, I'm not good enough to sponsor. I work for Bill Smith, who's a well-known name in the racing job.
Chester.
And I try and sell motorbikes for Bill.
Right.
Try.
Well, you're a pretty good advert the way you ride this thing.
Unfortunately, the bikes belong to Black's bike shop.
Yeah, well, they do. I noticed that. Yeah.
Because my bike's in a bit of a state of disrepair. I'm trying to get ready for Macau, because we're going over to Macau racing next month. And I've got no bikes, and I phoned Stuart at Black's, because I've got these Thunder races that they've been using for the British production series. And I just said, can we use your bikes for the track day? And he said, yep, certainly. How many do you want? And when do you want to pick him up? And it's as simple as that. He's good lad, Stuart.
Well, it's raining now, and no way am I going out again. You going out again?
No way.
You've not bottled out, have you, Tim?
I never bottle out, but
I know he never bottles out. Yeah.
But we've got no rain tyres with us, so I'm not going out again.
Right, excellent. Well, we're going to have a brew.
Coward.
With this year's NEC Bike Show now well underway, next week's Two Wheels Better will be taking a first look at some of the latest models on view this year. It will be mainly the two-wheeled variety. And congratulations to our 10 NEC competition winners. The answer to the question was, of course, Jack Frost's world speed wheelie record was an amazing 172 miles per hour. And should you need any convincing to actually attend this year's show, here's a brief look at some of the highlights from last year.